Okay, fans, welcome to No Comics for Old Men. No Ken this week. He had a big show up in Poughkeepsie. His new band, Book of Lies, so he's taking a few days off. But we're here with Independence anyway. We got Sharkey it's coming out tomorrow, the 27th. The Bounty Hunter, Sharkey the Bounty Hunter, on Image. Great book. This is everything. Last week we talked about some really bad books. This is everything those books aren't. Great art, funny story, good character development, composition, page composition is just crazy in this book. It's just got some really great, it's got a great feel to it. Not a ton of words. It tells the story, that's all it needs. It lets the pictures tell parts of the other story that you don't need to tell in words. Good book. I recommend it. It's on issue 2. Should be able to find issue 1. It had a little bit of heat when it first came out. It's kind of quieted down. Everything has a lot of heat when it first comes out because it's just everything's getting optioned. So it's kind of a cool concept. Back to the old bounty hunter thing, but it's funny. Getting just to realize his powers now. He's got a few. He's just like a crazy tracker. It's a good book. Then on Scout Comics, something pretty similar, another Space Odyssey kind of book called Star Bastard. Now, in this book, the art's not quite as good. Kind of like an 80s independent feel, not in a ironic way. That's about the quality of the art. Kind of a funny story. Again, they're either space pirates or raiders. Not really sure. It doesn't go into a lot of background. It starts kind of like in the middle of something going on. You don't really know what. Kind of find out about it. But it was a decent book. I'll probably read number 2 to see where it came from. I don't know how long it'll last. And that's out on Scout Comics. Dark Horse, Black Hammer. Now we talked about Black Hammer last week, right? Black Hammer 45, probably the worst comic ever. This is Black Hammer, Age of Doom, written by Jeff Lemire. And the art is by several individuals, and it's fantastic. The story's fantastic. It gets back into what's going on now. I won't spoil it because it comes out on the 27th, but the art is back on par. The story, of course, Jeff Lemire is fantastic. I recommend it. If you go to your local comic shop, go into the back issue bins, grab as many Black Hammers as you can find in a row and read them. They're great. Rick and Morty on Oni Press, that's the Kevin Smith imprint, sort of like the comic side of View Askew. If you like Rick and Morty, the television show, you will like Rick and Morty, the comic. The comics do not follow the show, so they're independent stories. Not saying that the stories may not be shows later on, or that there isn't elements from the show in the books. But the art, if you like the art, it's exactly the same as the show. It's a good quality book, and it's good for a bunch of laughs. Now, previews is coming out tomorrow, the 27th, and we've talked about it before. My nephew is a comic book writer, and his comic is in this month's preview guide. It's in Previews The Buzz, so from Previews, we're talking about Thumbs. His new book comes out in June. Then, if you go ahead to the Gems of the Month, they're also saying that it's going to be one of the gems of the month. And if you head over to the image section, the very first picture is of Thumbs on a motorcycle. Then it has a 2-page layout with an interview with my nephew Sean and the artist Hayden Sherman, which they had teamed up on The Few. Hayden Sherman's an award-winning artist. It also has 4 pages of a preview comic. So there's a lot of hype on that. I recommend that you go out and order it. He has had several of his books optioned, so it could be something for the future. It's a really cool concept. It's a future where someone like a Zuckerberg has kind of made an army of the youth that he pretty much raised on his apps, and now he wants to kind of take over the government. And the government has outlawed technology. It's a very cool techno-phage kind of book. So, like I said, I've only got to read the 4 pages. I haven't read anything else, the 4 pages that are actually in the preview guide, and I'm biased, right? But I do like everything he's written, and that I've read of it. So make sure you go to your local comic shop, pick up your previous guide, go through it, every page. Look at how thick that is. It's $2.99. Most places like here, if you're a subscriber, you get one of these free every month. So you can spend all the time reading all these books and make your own conclusions on, what might get, what new book is going to get picked up and made a famous movie of, and the comic's now worth $5,000 and you own it. But come on down, 34 Front Street, Port Jervis, New York. Keep reading comics.